jump in the middle of this segment here for some not breaking news, but some news that I do think has
Oh, I
some.
see this.
It's a little bit relevant just because of the day of the week we are on,
Yep.
and the waiver wire's coming up. And I know Zack Moss's roster rate already down to 71%. I would assume with 6 teams on a bye, there's some people thinking about dropping him this week for those bye week replacements. Ian Rappaport tweeting out that he's suffered an injured thumb that is requiring further evaluation and puts his status in doubt going forward. More info coming, all options considered. He played the entire second half with the injury, so it might not make him miss time, but we can't drop Zack Moss, and we're adding Zack Moss if he was dropped in any of our leagues, right?
100%. We've already seen what Moss can do when Taylor's not on the field, and we'll see what happens. According to Rapport, it puts the status in doubt, though he did play through it, so I'm not exactly sure what that means. And I don't know if it's something that will ultimately require surgery if he can play through it until then, but Moss should definitely be rostered in all leagues.
If you're a contender with Taylor and you've got this news, he is still young enough to where you view him as like right behind that Bijan, Gibbs, Breece Hall range right at running back, right? So it's not somebody
100%.
that you're trying to sell off so you can go win the league this year.
Still too young and under contract, which is important as well. With Anthony Richardson coming back, that offense could be even more exciting.
Now, I did see one thing that I thought was interesting in the box score, and not knowing this, it was a little bit baffling to me. We didn't see a target for Jonathan Taylor in his most recent game. We saw Zack Moss's involvement in the offense bounce back up a little bit. Do you think possibly we're seeing Taylor as just a non-PP? If this is a thumb injury where he can hold the ball but he can't catch the ball, that could really hurt his PPR value.
Yeah, it could definitely change the involvement they have for him in the passing game and how often they want to feature him in that role versus just, the dump downs or the check downs or when you get through the progression to get through him. And if he's going to be not featured on as many pass designs in the first read, that will definitely hurt him. And maybe we should look at him as more of a non-PPR asset.
And I will just say, as far as Zack Moss goes, because he's probably, like I said, he's 71% rostered in dynasty leagues. They're deeper rosters. He's probably still rostered in those. If he's not, he's definitely a must add. If is still rostered, I'd be offering a 3rd round pick for him. And if something happens and they say Taylor's actually going to miss time, I'd be offering a 2nd round pick for him, because Zack Moss in terms of rate stats has been one of the better rushers in the NFL this year. And if Taylor misses time, Moss is going to see 20 to 25 touches a game again.
Yeah, not only just rate stats, he's been throughout his entire career, including this season, one of the best at creating yards after contact. So it's something that really he's done a great job of. He's got great contact balance.
So again, just to clarify, we don't know that Jonathan Taylor is going to be this time. He hurt his thumb during their most recent game. He played through the injury in the second half. Ian Rappaport says all options are on the table. He could miss time. They're getting further evaluation. Make sure Zack Moss is rostered in your league. Maybe go offer a 3rd round pick for him just to see if you can get him on your bench, whether you have Taylor or not, because Moss would be a must start top 12 running back without Jonathan Taylor. Let's get back to the risers and fallers.